Hello, BookTube. This is the Getting to Know Me tag. I was tagged by Steve Donahue, and he was tagged by Bald Book Geek. So I'll get right into it. I'm doing a couple tags today because this is the 1 year anniversary of the channel. So I thought I'd put out a few more videos than I normally do. So let's get right into it. Are you named after anyone? Yes, I am. St. Mark and St. Paul. But I'm actually named after buildings. Number 2, what was the last time you cried? I do not remember. I don't do it often, but I do. Every once in a while, it could be something silly. It could be a commercial. Who knows? Number 3, do you have kids? I do. I have 3. Number 4, if you were another person, would you be a friend to yourself? It's a very good question. I tend to like people that aren't like myself. I get enough of myself as it is. So, number 5, do you use sarcasm a lot? Matters who I'm with. I like sarcasm. I like wit. It's not something you can use everywhere. Number 6, what's the first thing you notice about people? It could be physical, it could be the way they're dressed, it could be something about how they use language, it could be, watching them have effect on other people when they come in a room and I see them for the first time. It can be a lot of things. There's no one formula. Usually they dictate. I would say that person probably, whether they do it knowingly or not, they dictate what I first notice. So I'm sort of at the mercy of how they present themselves. Number 7, what is your eye color? Blue. Number 8, scary movie or happy endings? I don't like scary movies. So I would prefer a happy ending, although I don't have to have that either. Favorite smells? Vanilla, maple, I have a lot. I mean, certain foods. Number 10, what's the furthest you've ever been from home? Well, I've been on most of the oceans of the world. Been to many, many countries. I don't know what the farthest I've been. I don't think. I was living in Albuquerque when I went to Moscow. That's quite a jaunt. I don't know if that would be it, though. Number 11, do you have any special talents? I do not. Number 12, where were you born? About 20 miles from here. About 20 miles from here. Number 13, what are your hobbies? Well, I like boating. I like reading, obviously. I love music. I listen to music. I don't play music. Love to travel. Love to eat. Love restaurants. That would be the list. So number 14, do you have any pets? Yes, I do. 2 cats. Number 15, do you have any siblings? 2 sisters. Number 16, what do you want to be when you grow up? Oddly enough, if I could go life, you travel how you travel it. Let me put it that way. But if I had my druthers, I mean, being a librarian is a pretty wonderful job. And I'm sure a lot of people on BookTube would say they wanted to be writers or poets of some sort or something like that. If I'd been in a position where it could have happened, I think I would have loved to have been an interior designer. Number 17, who is your first best friend? Well, it was my cousin. And we lived close by to each other in a little teeny town. And my father was one of the first snowmobile dealers around. And I remember me and my cousin. We're both little teeny guys. We'd always go snowmobiling together. We did everything together. So yeah, it would be my cousin. Number 18, how tall are you? I'm 6'2". 19, funniest moment throughout school. There were lots of them. I don't even think I can remember them. Sometimes they'll come up in conversation with somebody. But yeah, to get through something like school, the tedium, when you're younger, you use humor. When I was older in college and grad school, I was so intent. Maybe I was less funny than, and enjoyed humor less than I should have. Number 20, how many countries have you visited? I did count for another tag, and I couldn't find what the list was. And, I don't know, 15, 20. There's a lot more I'd love to see. Number 21, what was your favorite worst subject in high school? I was terrible at math. I was practically, in other words, in a practical sense, inept at music, playing an instrument, anything like that. Sadly, and the part that bothers me the most is I was terrible at languages and still am. My favorite subjects were history, social studies, anything to do with literature, English. I enjoyed art. I wasn't very good at it, but I enjoyed it. And by good at it, I mean I could appreciate it, but if I had to technically paint something, it would always be okay. But there's always that person standing next to you and going, yeah, no, that's what I wanted to do. So I have things in art that I'm good at, but I have areas of art where I really wish I was better. Number 22, what's your favorite drink, animal, and perfume? So for drink, depends on the weather. If it's cold, I like a nice stout beer. If it's hot and I'm sitting on the beach, a Corona would be nice. With a nice meal, I like a decent wine. Every once in a while, I'll have a bourbon. I'm not big on sodas. I like juice occasionally. Love just plain water. I do drink coffee, though I'm getting away from it. It's just not agreeing with me. But I do like tea. I don't drink it properly like you do in England, but we've been drinking tea since well before we threw it in the bay in Boston over here too. So I drink it improperly. My favorite animal, I've had some dogs I loved. Bull Mastiffs, German Shepherds. I like big dogs. I like little dogs. I like my cats. I'm not a dog or a cat person. I enjoy both. I don't like reptiles. I have friends who've had reptiles. I don't like them. I had friends who have ferrets. I didn't like them either. I mean, just each your own, I guess. Number 23, what would you or have you named your children? Well, I have named my children. My son is Samuel, my daughter is Madeline, and my youngest son is Elias, and they're all named after family members. 24, what sports do you play, have you played? I don't know if you can call canoeing a sport, or boating and all that. It matters. It's not teams. Well, boating can be a team sport. I played baseball as a youngster. Still play softball occasionally. Very occasionally. I can't even remember the last time I played. I don't mind. I'll shoot hoops. Not very good at soccer. I'll throw around a football. I got into darts a little bit a while back. I love to go shooting. That's all those sorts of things. Number 25. What are some of your favorite YouTubers? I've been watching a lot of the sailing channels for YouTube. Who's a guy who used to be on Mythbuster? Adam Savage. He has a channel, a tech channel where they do builder stuff. I enjoy watching. I'm amazed at the creativity of those folks. And then, of course, I have all my booktubers. Number 26, how many girlfriends, boyfriends have you had? Well, it's disrespectful for me to, to forget somebody, no matter how it turned out. I mean, they're still part of your life. But I am getting to an age where it's awful hard to keep track. Been married twice. I can remember faces and names in good times, so I would hate to leave anybody out, even if I'm just counting. So I don't know. 27, favorite memory from childhood. Well, again, it was a rural childhood. I used to go hunting and fishing and boating and hiking and camping. Those are my favorite times. 28. How would you describe your fashion sense? Well, looking at me now, you wouldn't have much hope. But I do like fashion. I do the best I can with the budget and the type of work and type of leisure time I have. And I admire people who have a good sense of fashion because I think it's an important part of life. I try to teach my children that you are fairly or unfairly judged by your appearance. And if you don't take the time to present yourself the best way you can, it can impact your life in a real way. So a lot of folks wouldn't like that. And sometimes a lack of fashion can be a statement and a powerful one, and I admire that too. But for myself, I think I do think it's important. And it has been throughout human history. So I would say my fashion sense is an appreciation of it, and I appreciate some types better or more than others. 29. What phone do you have? I have, this is funny because I've lived most of my life with that was never be a question. But the phone I have is an iPhone 7, which I'm filming on right now. 30. Tell us one of your bad habits. I'm glad you limited to one because that makes it a little easier. I pace, intensely pace. I have since I was a toddler, I guess. I found out that everybody thought it was good that I could walk, so I just keep on doing it. I'll wear a hole in a carpet. It's something that I am well known for. So that was Steve Donahue and again Bald Book Geek. The Getting to Know Me tag. I enjoyed it, and I thank you for watching. Thank you, BookTube.